We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
Harris's economic plan, pro-Hamas protests at the DNC, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. Vice President Kamala Harris unveiled a sweeping economic agenda on Friday, vowing to ease inflation, fix the housing market, and slash taxes for middle-income families. A plan that economists from the Obama administration say isn't based in reality, while others criticized what they consider a misguided attempt to override market forces that risks worsening the nation's debt. The plans include eye-catching proposals such as a ban on grocery price gouging and a $25,000 subsidy for first-time homebuyers. Less than 3 months before the presidential election, the economy tops lists of voter concerns. Growth is slowing but remains solid. Price increases have cooled dramatically, but remain higher than the Federal Reserve's target level. Harris attempted to shift the blame for rising inflation from the Biden and Harris administration's runaway spending to large corporations. CNN pundits stated that Harris's plan calling for government price controls is communism. Combined with her previous calls for a higher minimum wage, the plan would force grocery stores and food manufacturers out of business. The Washington Post's editorial board calls Kamala Harris's economic proposals, including the federal ban on price gouging, populist gimmicks, and the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget says these gimmicks will increase deficits by $1.7 trillion over the next decade. Thousands of pro-Hamas protesters from across the country are expected to rally in Chicago during the Democratic National Convention this week, as Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, make their case for the White House. As of Sunday, the Chicago Tribune reports at least 7 large demonstrations on issues ranging from abortion rights to economic injustices have been sanctioned by city officials. The largest of these demonstrations, however, are expected to come from pro-Hamas groups that are demanding the U.S. cut off aid to Israel and end the war in Gaza. Hatem Abudaya, chair of the U.S. Palestinian Community Network, told the Washington Post that despite President Biden stepping aside, we feel that their administration is responsible for this ongoing war and genocide. The son of a Hamas founder, Mossab Hassam Youssef, warned there is no such thing as a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas until Iran's supreme leader is removed from power. This is an open war, and I'm afraid that we haven't seen the worst of it yet, Youssef said. And let me tell you something. This whole thing is only for one purpose, to just bring the hostages back. And whenever there is an opportunity to just bring the hostages, I think this is where Israel is compromising. But eventually, this war is not going to stop until Islamists are removed from power. And I'm afraid now that we are coming to realize without removing Ayatollah from power, the Middle East would never experience peace and prosperity, Youssef said. The son of a Hamas founder details in his new book, From Hamas to America, the deeply psychological impact of his harrowing life as a member of Hamas, his time as a double agent working for the Israeli Security Agency, and his exit to America after a decade of service. Archaeologists in Iowa have unearthed an ancient mastodon skull in pristine condition, which they hope will provide clues about human interaction with the ancient animal. The bones were excavated earlier this month from a creek bank in Wayne. taking nearly 2 weeks to complete. The eroding site was first brought to the attention of the Office of the State Archaeologists in Iowa in 2022. Radiocarbon dating showed that the mastodon is around 13,600 years old, which corresponds to when humans occupied the area. The OSA will closely examine the bones to determine if there is any evidence of human activity, like cut marks. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of The Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.